Okay, this is a brief video on the oboe, even though I'm playing it on the flute. This is for the MPA march entitled All for One, One for All. Notice that we start out in B flat, but when we get to the trio, we go into E flat. There's not really much of an oboe part at the trio, so I'm not going to do a video on that. It's not really that difficult to march. You want to make sure that you articulate, okay? So we're going to tongue the notes, slur the notes. We have notes that are staccato, notes that have accents above them, so we want to make sure that we're doing that correctly. So let's take a look at this. I think I'm going to put the music over here, and you probably should have this music in your music folder by now anyway. So if you'll take a look at that, and we will play some of this from the very beginning. Usually marches are at 120. I'm going to put this at 110 just for our purposes here, and just play a little bit of this. So this is the intro. Okay, so nothing out of the ordinary. Short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. So we'll make sure we'll do that. Okay, and we get to measure 9. 9 is the main melody. So here's measure 9. So we have a couple of accidentals in measure 22, and those are E naturals. So you have an E followed by a D. The next E is also natural because it's in the same measure. So you want to make sure you do that. All right, then we continue on at 25. And that's half the march. It's a fairly simple march, but it can be very effective if you play with the correct articulation, the correct dynamics, and of course intonation is very important too, especially on the oboe. So I would say learn the first page and make sure that you're tonguing and slurring correctly, and make sure you play all the right notes, and just make sure that everything is relaxed. You're keeping your fingers close to the keys regardless of what instrument you play, whether it be oboe or flute or clarinet or whatever, keeping your fingers nice and relaxed when you play. So let's go back over to, well, let's just go from the beginning, and I'll play it all the way down to 41. You can play along, or you can listen, or you can turn the video off and practice it yourself. So here's the beginning all the way down to 41. Okay, just a happy little march, and it'll change when you get to the trio. There's probably maybe some percussion things from 41 to 49. When you hit 49, the key changes and the style will change. Normally it'll change to a more legato and flowing, and you're going to connect most of the notes there. Although I believe that's going to be done in the low brass and possibly saxophones and clarinets, not on the oboe. So practice this, and you'll be well on your way to being ahead of your classmates when school starts back. Stay tuned.